Hello friends, how are you once again? Thank you and welcome. This is Thuo, the founder of Upya TV. I welcome you once again, my friend, in our today's discussion. And if you're new here, this channel is about inspiring one another as we grow together in this journey of life. If you have any question, if you have any ideas that you want to share, if you want to be a guest in the show, you're most welcome. We're here to just encourage one another. We know the journey is better when we walk together than when we walk by ourselves. So welcome once again, and today we are going to discuss about self-esteem. And this self-esteem, it can be defined in many ways depending with who you are talking to. Sometimes people think people with self-esteem is people who are outgoing and loud and charisma and all those things. Yeah, that's self-esteem, but it goes deeper than that. Self-esteem is about self, not about the other person. It's about yourself, friend. And self-esteem, most of the time, people lack self-esteem for a number of reasons. Maybe lack of security, lack of motivation, maybe negative experience, and a variety of things can make people lose self-esteem. But we are here to see how we can improve our self-esteem as we communicate with others, as we strive to meet our goals in our relationships and with other people, and most importantly with ourselves. So let's dive right in and see how that goes. Thank you again, my friend, and welcome. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem can basically be defined as defined by how much you appreciate yourself regardless of the circumstances. You know, some people, they lose their self-esteem. You see the person behaves one way when they are in problems. They say you can never know a man when they are poor, when this person is poor, when this person is struggling. You cannot know them properly, but let them get well, they let them have a little bit of income or wealth, or they accumulate, they are well off, then you see their true colors. So you see different kinds of people. So those are personality that change, and then you can never know a person, but there is that deeper, that person who is the core person, their self-esteem. How does that person behave in times of bad times, in times when they are struggling, and how do they behave on times when they have strived and succeeded? What is their value? What are their values? What is the value of this person? Is this person just have values that shift within the season? Are they good because things are going their way, and then when they don't have things their way, then they have different people? That's not self-esteem. That's just a personality and character. Self-esteem is something that you do a friend to stand firm and to have those core values when you're faced with challenges, when you're faced with those difficulties that only you understand, those things that keep you awake in the night, those things that are in your head, in your mind, and how you treat others is what self-esteem is about. Most of the time, people feel intimidated by those people who are loud and outgoing, the ones we mentioned previously, and you cave in their self-esteem. Especially, let's say you are dealing with a narcissist. A narcissist is a person who is very negative. They might even make you doubt about yourself. It's a form of abuse. It could be a co-worker, it could be a spouse, it could be in many settings, it could be a friend too. So those people, they can make you easily lose your self-esteem if you're not careful. You think what they're saying, you believe what they're saying is right, and you start doubting yourself. And then your self-esteem, you might be very well eloquent, very well educated, a very good person and smart, but then they make you doubt yourself, and then your self-esteem, you feel like it's been crushed because you're doubting yourself so much. So self-esteem is what you need to guard, my friend, because that is part of you, regardless on how bad things are or how good things are. Maintain that, because that defines your character, that defines who you are, you truly are. Not just when you are there and smiling, or when you are down and you cry. That is not what defines you. People who know you well, or how you want to live your life, they depend on your self-esteem. When your self-esteem is healthy, you can be accountable. People with healthy self-esteem, they are able to strive for goals. They are able to see the positive side of them. They are able to understand what they are capable of. They are very sure about their goals. They are very sure about the things that they do, especially, let's say they're in the trade. They are very sure about that. Whatever they are doing, they are sure about it, and they appreciate when they are criticized, positive criticism, they take it in a healthy way. That is when you know you have a healthy self-esteem. When you don't have a healthy self-esteem is when you take everything is personal. Even positive criticism, you take it personal. You see everything as a competition. That is unhealthy self-esteem. To think like everyone else is better than you, that is unhealthy. You see people, you dwell so much on the negative. Every small thing you do, it triggers you. That is unhealthy self-esteem. And that is where you want to shift your mind, because, my friend, you have that power to shift your mind, to think on the good things about yourself, to see what you appreciate yourself more, regardless on where you are, regardless of what the mistakes you have made. You can forgive yourself or the mistakes you have done, because these days we try to do things, maybe it's business we try to do, or relationship you try to strive in, and it doesn't go well. We make mistakes in this life, but if we have healthy self-esteem, we forgive ourselves, we learn from mistake, and we strive to do better next time. And if you have a healthy self-esteem, you are quick to apologize, and with sincerity, not that just apologizing just because you want to get it out of your way and have things your way and then repeat the same thing again. So just be careful about your self-esteem, friend. Sometimes we can think like when we are playing smart, okay? Playing smart, not being smart, just playing smart, and thinking other people can't see through you. When you have healthy self-esteem, you have self-respect, and you expect the same from other people. You are able to create healthy boundaries. You are able to talk about your need, to ask for what you want in a healthy way, and you are able to say no when you want to say no. You are able to give what you can, and when you don't have something to give, you like promises, things like that, you don't do it. You just have to have healthy self-esteem, and don't say yes all the time. We have said this about many times, but because here we are trying to strive to do better ourselves, and as we grow in this life, there's no way we can have successful businesses, successful careers, and successful life without healthy self-esteem and always putting other people's needs before yourself. Now, a mother will be there asking me, Terry, how can I do that? I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and these things. I know, I understand that. You're a father and so on. Your children's need come before you and all that. That is part of you. I'm not saying you put those necessity before you. I'm saying anything not within you let's say somebody, for example, let's say your child needs help with homework, and then a friend is telling you, let's go to a party. Now, what is more important here, right? That is just a basic example of saying you have to, don't put other people's need before your own, right? Your responsibility is your own. And if you have healthy self-esteem, you stand for what is right, what you know it's right. And then if the people you surround yourself with, they respect that, then you know you are in the good place. Because if you have an healthy self-esteem, you'll just go with flow. You'll do whatever. You don't have a program, you don't have a purpose, you don't have priorities, you don't have goals, you don't have boundaries. And that's when you do that, that's when you know you have an healthy self-esteem. When you have healthy self-esteem, you are able to protect your boundaries, and that way you maintain healthy friendships. You surround yourself with the right people, the people who will inspire you, the people who are good for you and you're good for them. If you are in a surrounding, let's say, they say if you introduce me to 5 people, these 5 people, let's say they are gangster, and you're the 6th person and you're in this group and you're thinking, oh, it doesn't matter. Believe you me, you'll be the 6th one, right? If you surround, it really matters who you surround yourself with. So if you have a healthy self-esteem, you will be surrounding with the people, maybe they have businesses, they have good careers, they have good education, they have good things that you admire, things that will help you to be among them, right? And if you're in a group and you feel like you're the very best in that group and your self-esteem is kind of going down, you're like, so that is time to move. When you are in a surrounding, you feel you're too good for that surrounding, you're not being challenged, it's time you move a step ahead. Because the way God made us, in the Bible it says there's time and season for everything, right? So if you have healthy self-esteem, you don't feel like the people you started with 10, 20 years, 15 years or 5 years, you'll always move on the same pace. No, you can maintain friendships. But there's a level and there's a time for everything. If God is calling you to go higher, go higher. If your goals are asking you to go higher, please go higher. Don't feel unhealthy, like you have unhealthy self-esteem that's tying you down, right? Let's say you in your teens or young adult, and all you do in the weekends is hang out with your friend and party and so on and so forth. If you did that in your 20s, that's okay, right? But if you're doing that still in your 30s, then that is very unhealthy, just because you want to keep the same lifestyle and the same friends, and that means there's something wrong, right? Maybe it's time to shift gears. Just know you have to shift gears in life. You can't be stagnant, right? Because life goes on. 5 to 10 years, you will arrive at some place, but how do you want to arrive there? Will you want to arrive like somebody with healthy self-esteem, with goals that have been met, or just somebody who so unsure as they started this journey, maybe from their 20s and they're in their 40s, 50s, and they're still unsure and living when they were living in their early years. So having an healthy self-esteem does not serve anybody, and it's not good for us. We are supposed to be, we were meant to be bold. We were meant to live fully. When God created us and created seasons, because he understood the purpose for us to be here is to come here, and at every stage of our lives, when we are young children, we behave as children. When we are older, we behave like we are older. When we are teenagers and foolish and things like that, that is expected, right? So it is good to understand where we are and to keep check on ourselves self-esteem, not to be swayed by negative relationships or shallow lifestyle that will interfere with your future, because whatever we do, it comes up in the end. It ties together. We reap what we sow. So your self-esteem is part of that thing you can do. And also there is a way we can help other people as parents or friends. If you know, we don't all have the strong self-esteem. Some of us are gifted, very educated, very gifted in many ways, but we lack that. How can we help somebody who is gifted? There is this writer, and he's also a psychologist. His name is Abraham Maslow, and he writes, he has written a book about hierarchy of needs. So when people lack self-esteem, those who are close to us, one of the ways to help these people to gain their self-esteem is by appreciating them. When you appreciate people, they gain that confidence, they feel loved, and they start having that inner respect, and they start being sure about themselves. But also, if that could work for a child or a young person and everybody else, but most critically is what we tell ourselves. If you tell yourself that you're weak, if you tell yourself that you are scared, you are afraid to start whatever journey it is you need, or you are scared, your self-esteem, you have contained yourself and you're in this comfort zone of negativity, and you're so scared you can't start a business, you can't quit that job, you can't do anything different other than those people or other than those standards you have put for yourself or limitation, then that's what's gonna happen, and that's unhealthy. My friend, your self-esteem is God-given. Okay, God says this in the book of Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So, my friend, that is the word of God that tells you to be courageous. You can't have low self-esteem and be courageous at the same time. It's either you have it or you don't have it. You accept it or you don't accept it, because it is there and it's God-given. So don't be afraid. If you believe in God, please pray to God, ask for guidance and direction, and go towards your goal. Okay? Praying enough is not only, it's not enough. You have to strive towards your goal. For example, if you have low self-esteem, you will be home saying nobody's giving you opportunities. You don't have a job, you're just sitting back. But if you have healthy self-esteem, you'll go out there, write those resumes, send them out, ask people around, start even from the lowest level and go up, because that's healthy self-esteem. And that can open opportunities for you. Just know God is for you. And if, my friend, I know, I have friends who have different beliefs, right? I don't know how that works, but I know God is for us and God is for you. He made you, He made me. And if you don't have any belief system in your life, healthy belief system, you will always end up in a dark place and in a hopeless situation without knowing way out. So healthy self-esteem needs to be rounded. It's a whole thing. You can't pray for things like pray for a car and you don't know how to drive. First, go to a driving school, then God will help you with a car. That's how you build your self-esteem. Work towards the positive things. My friend, I hope you'll be blessed. I hope this encourages you, and I pray that your self-esteem will grow as mine will grow. I want mine to grow as well, because we are all a work in progress. But when God is on our side and He tells us not to be afraid, not to be dismayed, and He is there for us, I truly believe and trust that's true. Thank you, my friend. Please remember you are fearfully and wonderfully made. God bless and see you next time. Bye.